Hi everyone, this is Tamara Campbell. Today we're with Ayrshire Business Women. We are with one of our very long-term standing members, Carol. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you today. Carol, would you like to tell us how long you've actually been a member of Ayrshire Business Women?
Well, hi Tamara, that is a question that I'm not entirely sure I've got the answer to, and I'm not sure I should have that, but it's definitely over a decade. We think maybe 12, 13 years, something along those lines. I really need to go and check that, but it's been a long time, yeah.
So you would have seen a lot of changes as well with the different committees, the different activities, all the events and happenings.
Definitely, yeah, but I think what's been consistent throughout has been that sense of support, that mutual support, that sense of just really women in business just lending each other a hand, supporting each other, inspiring each other, and just getting together when we can, because I think that's so important.
Well, it certainly is at the moment. I mean, it's great that we're going back to the networking events in person again, and hopefully we'll get you to come along to one of those in the very near future. Would you just like to give us a wee summary of yourself and the businesses that you're representing today?
Brilliant. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so I'm a member of ABW under the banner of Vehicles for Work and Car Lease Shop, which is a business that myself and my husband run and operate and founded. We've got a shop in Riccarton in Kilmarnock, and essentially, as I say, it's a car lease shop. So we help people, individuals and businesses get the best deal possible on leasing their next new vehicle. And that can be any brand, any make, any model. And we work with clients right across Ayrshire, right across Scotland, and indeed right across the UK. So it's a business that's about 10 years old now, and it's been building really nicely. We also work with various suppliers and finance suppliers to offer asset finance to business clients. And we also facilitate new van purchases as well for a lot of clients too. So there's a few different strings to that particular bow. And I have to say as well, electric vehicles is something that has been building massively in the car lease shop too. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see, because I think leasing is certainly the way to go forward on that particular move that I think we're all very aware of and is coming up soon. Besides that, I also am a director of Create Communications, which is my own marketing, PR, branding agency. That's where my skill set and my background comes from. Over the years, I've worked with all sorts of different customers and clients and groups and organizations, including a lot of ABW members, past and present. So, it's been an absolute joy to work with them particularly. And underneath that banner of Create Communications, I am the Regional Liaison Officer for Vattenfall in the southwest of Scotland. And if you're not familiar with Vattenfall, we're one of Europe's biggest energy agencies. It's a Swedish company. Vattenfall means waterfall in Swedish. Yeah, it's nice. Their background is over 100 years ago, and they started producing electricity in Sweden using hydropower, because lots of water in Sweden. But today in the UK, and indeed across the west of Europe, they're very much focused on the green transition and enabling a fossil fuel free future within a generation. That's the kind of mantra. As part of that, they're building wind farms, and we're building a 50 turbine wind farm in East Ayrshire and in Fries and Galloway. It's between Dalmellington, Macinnes and Carsfairn. It's called South Kyle Wind Farm. Hopefully you'll have heard of it. Yes, it's now about 18 months into construction. Got another 18 months to go. There's no turbines up yet. So far, it's all been about preparing the work, getting the foundations and so on laid. And next year, you'll start to see the turbines actually coming up. So I'm very much part of the engagement team locally for that. So that's really all about keeping local people aware of what's going on. But it's also about maximising opportunities for local people to get work on the wind farm, for local businesses to find opportunities. And I think that's really important, that local businesses, particularly small businesses like ours, are aware of the opportunities and see how they can be part of this big green transition economy that's definitely going to be a major theme over the next decade. So that's a big part of my work there. And just working with local communities as well, just to help them set up the big community benefit fund that is coming their way too. So lots of different strings to my bow, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know you're a very busy woman.
Oh yeah, I'm used to it. We all are busy. That's the thing, isn't it? In ABW, we are all busy. We're all juggling, and I think that's the wonderful thing about ABW is, yeah, you join this group and you realise that everybody's in the same boat in some way or shape or form. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal.
I think there's an incredible sense of ambition there. Everyone's always doing something. you know, and you've always got something really interesting to talk about, you know, which is fantastic. And this, you know, that's why I came up with this wee series of, you know, interviews, because it's great to get, you know, obviously publicity and promotion for the individual businesses and the you know, get the ladies' faces out there. But you know, it's all this whole camaraderie thing, you know, and coming together and having a good old chat, to be honest. It's just so important now.
Totally. And I think as well, for members who've been around a while like myself, and I'm sure maybe I'm not the oldest one there, but maybe I am, because we've not had the opportunity to connect with each other because of pandemic, I think sometimes it's a bit like, oh, I've forgotten that you're there, or I didn't realize, or somebody new has joined and we've not had the opportunity yet to introduce ourselves to each other. So this is really nice idea of just us kind of virtually introducing ourselves a little bit, and just so that the penny drops and we can start making those connections, because networking is so important, especially in a wee place like Ayrshire where everybody really knows somebody and knows somebody, don't we?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, I always have people coming to me for recommendations. So, you know, I'm in a very fortunate position where I just know hundreds of people now. So, you know, and someone will come to me and say, oh, I'm looking for this. So I can easily rattle off 5 names at the top of my head, you know. So that's one of the really important things with the networking and, you know, keeping yourself up to date with all the changes and the people around you all the time. I mean, we were talking earlier before we started interviewing, we were talking about sustainability. Obviously, we've got COP26 just up the road this week. So, you know, and I think that you have some unique expertise in this area and some amazing information to share. So, you know, do you want to touch on that? Because I found it really fascinating.
Yeah, of course, sure. Yeah. I think there's a couple of different sides to this. And one is what we were talking about initially was about how can my business, how can everybody's business become more sustainable? What can we do? What's our bit that we can do to help tackle the problem of climate change? And, you know, certainly in Vehicles for Work, Carly's shop, that's something we're very focused on. The electric vehicles is definitely something that we spent a lot of time looking at and becoming far more au fait with, and getting that kind of expertise and understanding of the variations across the makes and models as well. And I know myself, I'm, you know, you have to put your money where your mouth is, and I'm a proud EV owner and not owner, leaser, I should say, and driver. So if you ever see a little noisy Renault Zoe nipping about Kilmarnock, you'll know it's me, almost certainly. It's funny because when it's under 20 miles an hour, it makes this really strange pretend noise so that people know that you're coming, and it's actually a really odd sound. So if you ever hear a car coming, you think, what is that? It's probably me, my Renault. So apologies in advance, because I don't drive fast these days in town. Yeah, so that's one side of it. But when we were chatting, I was thinking as well, with COP and with this the green transition that we're all so familiar with and we're all very aware of, I think you have to not just see it as something that you need to do for your business. I think you also need to see it as an opportunity for everybody's business. There's an opportunity there, because this is going to be such an important part of the economy as we move forward. I mean, that's one thing I've definitely learned over the last couple of years of working with Vattenfall, is this drive to enable fossil fuel free future within a generation, and it's all the investment is really focused on that. And as I've been part of the team at South Kyle Wind Farm, I've seen just the huge spectrum of small businesses, medium-sized businesses, local businesses who are supplying in some way, shape or form, either Vattenfall or tier 1 contractors or their subcontractors. And it's that sort of trickle effect, and there's lots of different opportunities there. And I think we all just need to also think about, well, what, you know, it's not just about us doing the right thing for the planet. It's about actually thinking about, okay, that's where the economy is going, and looking at where those opportunities are. I mean, it could be, you know, part of my work with South Cow, we are doing a series of short videos of focusing on some of these small local businesses and larger local businesses as well that are supplying the wind farm. And it's ranged from a big international organisation who are based in Castle Douglas, and to a cafe in Dalmellington, who supply bacon rolls to the site. And I think that's great. And I'm getting interviewed next week, apparently, because me, as Create Communications, I'm a local supplier as well. So yes, I'm going to have, you know, so that, you know, this is almost like my dress rehearsal for the next video interview with them as well. So yeah, if there's one message I would get out there, is just think about, you know, look into what's happening, what's coming up, where are the investments coming up, and think about where your business can learn from what the latest technologies are and what the latest advice is on being more sustainable and reducing your carbon footprint. But also just think about, you know, what can you supply, what can you sell into this, because this it's such a big part of the economy.
That's amazing. Well, if people are wanting to get in touch with you, where would you recommend they go first to, you know, follow you and maybe send you a message or give you a ring?
Sure. I mean, if you're interested in finding out about the cars, get in touch at Vehicles for Work. We're on Facebook. We're in Old Street in Riccarton, just across from the old church in Riccarton. So we've actually got a shop, proper shop there. So I'm not there tonight. I'm not there tonight because we've got somebody in the family who's got COVID, so we're all sort of locked in. But tomorrow is Freedom Day, so I will be back there next week. Yeah, so you can drop in there or get in touch with us there anytime. It's Vehicles with a number 4 Work. Or if you're interested in finding out about the wind farm, you can drop me an email at carol.kane@vattenfall.com, and that's VATTENFALL.com. So yeah, just be delighted to hear from you. My details, I think, are on the ABW webpage. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, everyone has a profile on our website. So thank you so much for your time today. That was a fantastic session. Really interested, and it was great to see you again, obviously. So yeah, thank you so much for that, Carol.
No problem. I'm absolutely delighted. Thank you very much.
See you again soon.
Cheers, Anne.